What's goody, Ignite gang? What's up? It's your boy Isaac, back for a quick little part two of the previous video. Um, I just wanted to talk to you guys real quick about the results from Wednesday's game. From Wednesday's two games, two play-in games. The first one being the 76ers against the um, Magic for the seventh seed. The Magic hosted it. They had home court advantage, and they ended up winning 109-97 on an excellent performance from Tyrese Maxey. Guys like BJ Edgecombe, Kelly Oubre, Paul George, they all contributed and played their part into the 76ers winning that game. On the other hand, it only seemed like Desmond Bane came to play for the Orlando Magic. Paolo Banchero had a decent first half, but just couldn't get anything to fall down for him in the second half. He had some bad turnovers. He couldn't, what do you call it? He passed up on some shot attempts that could have brought the Magic within that could have brought them within closer range. It wasn't a blowout necessarily, but the 76ers started pulling away the last couple of minutes of the game, and I think that's just what kind of happened. But luckily for the Magic, they still have another opportunity tonight to take the final remaining playoff spot, which is the 8th seed against the Charlotte Hornets. The Magic will have home court, but that's going to be a tough game because I know the Hornets are in desperation mode too. They really want to make the playoffs, especially off of that close win against the Heat on Tuesday, I believe, in the ninth seed 10 versus 10th seed game. So this is for all the marbles. It's going to be very interesting to see who comes out with that victory. I'm personally rooting for the Charlotte Hornets. I really want them to win, but I think we are in for a great game tonight. And yeah, enough for the Magic versus Sixers game. Moving on to the second game Wednesday night, which was by far the best game of the night. It was only two games, but still, it was an electric game. Stephen Curry, guys, let's just stop real quick and process what happened. 35 points coming off of a knee injury, only playing 5 to 10 games since he's been back in the last two and a half weeks. No, not even. I think 3 or 4 games in the regular season, and including the play-in, I believe it's 5. He went insane. Oh my goodness, Steph Curry went crazy, especially in the second half. The first half, the Clippers played pretty well. They had a decent lead at halftime. The Warriors kept coming closer and closer, bringing that gap down a little. Guys like Guy Santos, you guys probably don't know who that is, but role players on the Warriors, DeAnthony Melton, Kristaps Porzingis, Al Horford, the veteran, they all came in clutch, especially Horford. He brought the Warriors. I think he had 4 threes in the last 3 or 4 minutes in the fourth quarter. So he was big time. Steph Curry did what Steph Curry does. Draymond Green, I think, was the X factor in that game. He had an all-time defensive performance. He had 2 big steals on Kawhi. Well, one was off of an inbound. The second one was direct one-on-one play where he stole the ball from Kawhi, which was essentially the dagger for them. He was huge. I mean, especially in that second half, I think Kawhi Leonard only had 2 points, and he only shot 2 shots the entire, I think, fourth quarter. Draymond Green did not let that man breathe, much less get a shot off. He couldn't get any shots off. He couldn't find any space. He couldn't create any space on that one-on-one matchup. So Draymond Green, by far, did his job. He came in big time for the Warriors. So, and the Warriors ended up winning that game, 126-121. So the Clippers, unfortunately, have been eliminated from playoff contention. But for them, I think it was a really successful second half of the season. You guys have to remember they started off the season 6-21 in their first 27 games before Harden and Zubac got traded, obviously at the trade deadline in February. But they made probably the greatest regular season comeback in recent history that I can remember, at least. They finished off their season 42 wins and 40 losses, which they were above 500. They had a winning record, which I didn't expect them to have, considering the record they had at the beginning of the season. Before Chris Paul got waived in December, if I'm not mistaken. This was when they had essentially a whole different roster. And they made some big trades at the trade deadline. They traded Zubac, the center, for Benedict Mathurin from Indiana, which ended up being a solid pickup for them. They got Darius Garland in the Harden trade from Cleveland. So they had a really well crafted season, especially in the second half. Ty Lue did a great job. as he always does. One of the best coaches ever. So he did his job. You can't complain as a Clippers fan for having him lead your team. But Kawhi Leonard played incredible basketball this season, you guys. I think this is Kawhi Leonard's best individual season since probably 2020, 2021, in 4 or 5 years for sure. Just because he's been available this year. He hasn't been in and out of the lineup as much. I haven't really seen him. I mean, maybe a couple games he did some of his typical load management, but for the most part this season he was healthy. And we saw when Kawhi Leonard is out on the court, he is one of the best players in the world. Top 5 by far, in my opinion, best players in the world when he's out there, when he's available. Because you know what he produces. The only question is he going to be available? Can you rely on him to be in the lineup consistently? And we saw that he can do that if he's really committed to it. So much kudos to Kawhi. But yeah, the Warriors will play the Phoenix Suns tonight for the 8th seed in the West. So there's 2 8 seed games, which is the 2 last remaining play-in games for both conferences. The Hornets versus the Magic in Orlando, and the second game of the night will be the Warriors versus the Suns in Phoenix. And then my 2 picks for those games, I think I want the Hornets to win, so I'm gonna predict the Hornets winning tonight and getting that 8th seed in the Eastern Conference. I think they will face. So that means they'll go up against the Pistons, which we know there's sort of like a heating rivalry there, brewing rivalry. I think in February there was a regular season game where the Hornets were playing against the Pistons in a pretty decently close game. And then later on in the third quarter, Musa Diabate, which is a center, who's a center for the Hornets, and Jalen Duren, who's a center for the Pistons, kind of got into a little bit of a scuffle, and it just started a huge brawl from there. Right, Miles Bridges, Isaiah Stewart, they both got ejected, suspended. It was a huge issue. But now I want to see the competition in that matchup. So I got the Hornets winning that game against the Magic tonight. And out west, I have the Suns. I want the Suns to win. It's gonna be really hard to pick against the Warriors because they have that championship pedigree, especially this time of the year. You can't ever count Steph and Draymond out. You know what I mean? But I really want to see my guys Jalen Green and Dillon Brooks sort of redeem themselves for how they played last year in the postseason when they were with the Rockets, going up against the Warriors. Dillon Brooks had a little bit of a better series than Jalen Green did. Jalen Green only had one great game, which was Game 2 when he had 38 points and 8 assists, which was an incredible game. But the rest, he averaged like 10 points. The rest of the series, he had games where he scored 7 points, 12 points, 9 points. Uh, 11 points. He was consistently bad in that series. So I want to see him redeem himself. So I really want the Suns to come out victorious in that game. But yeah, I got the Hornets getting the 8th seed in the West and the East, and I got the Suns getting the 8th seed in the West, y'all. But yeah. Let me know down in the comment section what y'all think, what y'all's thoughts are, who you guys want to win the championship. If you guys are fans, let me know what team you guys support down in the comment section below. But please like up this video, you guys. Feel free to share, subscribe. I really appreciate the support, the continuous reminders, the post. I got y'all. I'm going to be a little bit more consistent, y'all. Let me know what type of content y'all want to see. If y'all want to see second round or even first round playoff breakdown, that should be coming out soon. So I appreciate all the love and support, you guys. Check in with me. It's good to be back on here. I appreciate you all. Much love and God bless. Peace.